This Cardano daily chart exemplifies the power of being patient. And I'm going to break down from a technical analysis perspective why the power of being patient, I think, is going to pay off even more than it has in the recent 1 to 2 months. And Dog, the number one meme coin on Bitcoin, that red box just for me represents the most powerful opportunity in crypto right now. And I'm going to break that down. I have some new data in terms of Dog that it just blew my mind. Pretty sure it's going to blow your mind, especially if you're a Dog holder and you're bullish. Hit the subscribe on the way in. Hit the like on the way in. Let's just jump into the video. I want to start real briefly with just a glance at this chart. You know I talk about this chart a lot. It's an idea that I charted when I really started my journey as a crypto content creator. I started in that bear market there, 2018, and it was the bottom of the bear market where I charted this, right around $35,000 to $4,000 Bitcoin. And I've had an unshakable just resolve, a resolution that this chart, this data would really guide me through the crypto bull markets and bear markets. I know that I can be an emotional trader, an emotional investor. And so as I began my true long-term crypto journey, it was important for me to create a roadmap that I could just say, you know what? I'm putting aside any risk of emotion through these cycles. I have the plan, and this is what I'm sticking to. And this is where I came up with this analysis. And if you look at this, and there's a very important reason I'm bringing this up as it relates to Cardano and Dog, but you look at the chart now, this is the chart. You can see this has played out very well. But charting it back then, without all of these moves happening, huge dips, huge bear markets, charting it back then and visualizing the moves prepared me for the moves. And this is why I was able to do videos every day almost throughout these volatile roller coaster moves. The reason why this plays into Cardano and Dog charts is because the analysis that I did back then on Bitcoin and the cycles of crypto ties directly into Cardano and Dog charts from just a foundational, fundamental perspective. Meaning, when we're digging into ADA, even daily, zoomed in daily charts, or we're looking at Dog and the possibilities here, I'm not just pulling, numbers out of nowhere. It's all based on very important, I would say, historical data as it relates to all of crypto, as it relates to Bitcoin cycles, and really as it relates to how people trade within these cycles. So that is where I'm pulling all of this from. I'm not just like, throwing a dart on a board and picking two cryptos to run with and just showing the charts. There's really a foundation here, and I wanted to bring that up. Let's start with Cardano analysis, and then I want to get into Dog. I just posted this. The sudden Cardano move from 32 cents to $1.30 woke a lot of people up. And you see, major influencers quickly realized they can't continue negative ADA coverage. They know they'd look silly through the bull market as ADA keeps pumping. Now they're bullish because they've fallen in line. When you have a chart like this, and we're getting ready to enter this parabolic move for cryptos, you're going to see a massive narrative shift. And it's a very good thing for Cardano holders. So here's ADA on the zoomed out. And what I wanted to start with in regards to Cardano analysis was I wanted to start with the total crypto market cap chart because it looks very similar to price chart, but it gives a little bit of a different perspective on the story that's playing out right now. We are at $37 billion market cap on this chart. Last cycle at this moment, we were at around $11 billion market cap. Now, the move to the upside is up for debate, right? We know last cycle, Ethereum broke $500 billion market cap. And so in my view, this is very much in play as like this blow off top for Cardano. I'm not going to just say that it's not going to happen. But for me, I like anywhere in that high range for ADA. And that starts playing into the ADA USD charts. And we're going to talk about this. So I want to start real briefly. This is a clip from October, and I think this is foundational to the ADA analysis that we're about to do. This is October 12th, 2024. ADA is at 35 cents. Check it out. But it comes down to these moments now for me on the four-year cycles. It is becoming kind of that make or break moment. We're there. Like this is going to happen or it's not going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, I have to be very real with the content. And I'm not just talking about ADA. We're tracking very similar type of environment for Bitcoin on the zoomed out weekly. If this doesn't happen now, I'm going to have to reevaluate data. And I'm happy, at least so far, I didn't have to reevaluate data. So we know what happened. This is Bitcoin at 63,000. ADA was at 35 cents. Now ADA is at right now $1.07, but went up to around $1.30. And obviously Bitcoin's above 100. So again, as the starting point, zoomed out, this is cyclical data. And this is why I was doing that video then and saying this is game time. Like this needs to happen now, because we were approaching this historically altcoin season area where it kicks off. And now here we are on the weekly chart. You can see, and the similarities, when I was doing this video back here in October, I would have never thought the similarities would be so on point. I mean, this is Bitcoin dominance falling. I'm on an ADA chart, but that purple line signifies altcoin season. Here's altcoin season last cycle. Just look at this. I mean, even this red candle that ADA is within right now is so similar to where we were last cycle. And I want to do short-term analysis for ADA on this daily chart. And I really want to dig into what's happening here compared to what was happening right here. And if you've been watching my videos, you already know we're at this upper end resistance of this bull market door area for ADA. This is the ADA bull market door. And this is exactly what was happening last cycle at this moment. So I wanted to zoom in a little bit on the daily and say, okay, here's the daily chart for ADA here right now. And here's the ADA daily chart back then. So a couple different things to look at: moving averages, price movement, and momentum oscillators. Let's start with just looking at the chart in general. Again, the similarities just, I don't know if you're sitting there watching this, but when I sit here and I look at a chart, whether I'm doing a video or not, here's altcoin season, here's the consolidation for ADA after the really nice swing high. And when I look at last cycle, here's altcoin season starting to this new swing high, bull market door consolidation, pulling into the 20-day, even below the 20-day. The consolidation back then to right now is insane. So what am I looking for? Obviously, all of us, when we're looking at what happened last cycle, we have the really nice move to the upside, resistance at the bull market door top, and it just consolidates. Really nice structure, like kind of an ascending triangle, and then breakout, right? The thing that I'm watching for right now, that 20-day moving average was a very key area where ADA was kind of testing and just trying to show support, and it ultimately did before blast off. That's that first area that I'm watching right now, because ADA is grappling with the 20-day. So anytime throughout these cycles when we're really, especially zooming in on the charts at key similar areas like what we're seeing here, I do like to just try and find like an anchor point, right? To say, okay, this is what needs to hold to have a reflection of what happened last time. And for me, that anchor point is the 20-day moving average. And you can see right now, ADA is below that area. So I'm always looking for ADA, especially on the zoomed in price charts, to do something different potentially. Maybe we don't get just a nice piece of structure here with support at the 20, and we don't get the breakout to the upside. Maybe we're actually this cycle going to test the 50-day. That has to be realistically in play. For me, because we're so zoomed in on the chart, that's not like a macro concern, right? This video I did back here in October, if it wasn't going to happen, that was a macro concern. On a daily chart zoomed in, if ADA falls to a 50-day moving average, something it really didn't do last cycle at this moment, you can see it didn't touch the 50-day. It really didn't even come down and touch the lower end of the bull market doors. It just blasted off from 20-day moving average. But if it does happen this cycle, that's not like an immediate bearish thing for me. What I want to make note of is the confluence of the 50-day at the bottom of this bull market door area. So 77 cents is a very big drop for ADA, 30-cent drop from where it is right now. It has to be in play for me. And this probably wouldn't happen in one day. So that means the 50-day moving average would pull higher, potentially into the 80s. Maybe ADA trickles down if it's seeing resistance at the 20. Have to be prepared for that move. Have to be prepared for consolidation. One thing to note is ADA did make a move to the upper end of the bull market doors, and it did test the lower end of the bull market doors last cycle. It just happened very quick. before bouncing. So maybe this time it really hasn't happened, did not happen quick back here. Maybe it's going to be a slow move to the downside from here. That's downside. Now, if we get upside, very simple, everybody. You look at kind of the swing highs back here. We have this very just two-touch upper trend line, very small upper trend line. And then we have a kind of a lower trend line kind of playing out here, whether you want to take it from there or maybe right here. You can just see it's in this upward channel, higher highs and higher lows. So in the short term on the daily chart, besides the 20-day moving average, I'm looking for this lower trend line to hold support. And if it doesn't, we can start really, so basically, if a dollar falls, because that's where the lower trend line is right now, if a dollar falls, we can start evaluating, you know what, maybe 50-day moving average is in play this cycle, even though it didn't happen last cycle. But again, that's not a macro bearish thing for me. It's just a short-term consolidation. If crypto's consolidating, maybe we have another red week in the week ahead, and we just have to deal with it. But this is why I do short-term analysis, just to prepare for these moves. But right now, from a cycle perspective, the similarities for ADA are absolutely insane. And the upside for ADA is very, very simple to just demonstrate with kind of a fractal from where we were this time last cycle. From the consolidation where we are right now to all-time high, you can take it and you can just see. We could go anywhere into this range, this red range up here. That's why I'm constantly saying I think $5 to $10 range for ADA this cycle is very realistic. And that doesn't take into account some type of crazy parabolic move where ADA is actually going to finally, because fundamentally it already does compete with Ethereum, but from a valuation perspective, starts competing with Ethereum from last cycle. Remember, that $500 billion market cap, $14 ADA, I'm not saying that's my target, but if it happens, I won't sit here and say I'm surprised, because Cardano is, I would say, but besides Bitcoin, the most fundamental, technologically strong blockchain built to last as a blockchain. Security, scalability, decentralization, all of that. So that's ADA. I want to do some ADA analysis. That's what I'm looking at. So it's going to continue just tracking consolidation within this rising channel. Would absolutely enjoy a breakout to the upside. And just notice, if this channel just makes us wait, we have to just continue being patient as it hops around. Look at how it just extends. And if we do get a breakout, this is bringing us to $3. And this is why I'm saying $3 by January is in play. This is if we get a really strong, powerful move for crypto in the coming, 30 days, 30 to 45 days. This is so in play. Going to continue tracking it. Let's go over to Dog. I just posted about Dog. Every altcoin holder will look back on Dog as the most obvious and simple play of the 2024-2025 crypto bull cycle. Again, I'll go back to this chart. Maybe I looked crazy charting this, right? Just the cycles. And this was last bull market cycle top. Obviously didn't hit 90,000, but really hit the lower end of that circle range, right? In the 70s, I believe it was, for Bitcoin. And now we're in this cycle. Maybe I look crazy then. I probably look crazy to a lot of people now talking about this #1 meme coin on Bitcoin. Whether you hold Dog or not, you'll look back and say, okay, yeah, that makes sense. We'll save this chart and see how it fills in by October 2025. So let me explain that. And then I want to look at this Dog data, new data, and I want to break it down. So first off, this box for me is a very nice illustration. It just, and don't pay attention to the upper end. I'm not saying Dog's going to $4.30, okay? But this is just a timeline picture. This is how early Dog is in the entirety of this bull market. I have going to around October. Well, actually, let me change this. I really should try and update that post actually. So October 2025 this is what the box looks like. So this is how early we are in terms of the bull cycle for Dog. Now, if you haven't seen my videos, I do want to explain that very quickly. Altcoin season, last cycle, this purple line. From the purple line to bull market top, 308 days. 2 cycles ago, altcoin season, bull market top, 343 days. Right now, altcoin season, 315 days, kind of like an average between those two previous cycles, brings us into, on this chart, September 2000, well, the end, right at the end of September 2025. So if we're looking at a dog chart, we can really say October 2000, end of September, beginning of October 2025. What happens here? That's the question from a timeline perspective. And the narrative that Dog has, the number one meme coin on Bitcoin, within this new culture of probably the most powerful meme coin bull cycle that we've seen yet. We're at the very beginning of it. What do you think is going to happen? We've seen the testnet meme coins, right? We've seen the Ethereum meme coins, Solana meme coins go into the billions upon billions upon billions. Dog is not even at $1 billion just yet, and it's on the number one chain, Bitcoin. So we all know that. What I want to do, I want to just show you something from this cycle viewpoint as it relates to Doge. I know I've talked about the comparison of Doge. I have this fractal. This is the dog chart. But we have this Doge fractal from last cycle. But what I actually really want to point out to you is a couple of things. Number one, on this dog chart, we've not broken $1 billion yet. At this moment, last cycle, Doge in yellow broke $1 billion. But here's the new data that I just realized. Because now that we're post altcoin season, we're after this purple altcoin season line, Dog is right around $850 million market cap on this daily chart. I went and looked at Doge market cap chart. This is Doge now. This is not Dog. Here's altcoin season beginning last cycle. Look at this. Altcoin season beginning last cycle, yes, it broke $1 billion. But it actually trickled down after altcoin season to, you can actually see this wick, to around $850 million market cap. So right now, Dog is sitting at around $850 million market cap, right? Whatever chart, here's a daily chart, $850 million market cap, post altcoin season starting. And last cycle, around this moment, Doge actually was too. And here is a $900 million market cap for Doge last cycle. And this is, so that I think that data for me alone is powerful. Yes, Doge broke $1 billion, but look at the wick, like just all that resistance there, and then it fell. At this moment, around this moment last cycle, Doge was at 900 million. That alone is crazy, right where Dog is right now. But look at what happens next. From around 900 million to a swing high of around 12 billion we're looking at 11 days. And really, if you look at this wick, is even like, this is like 2 days. And I am sure, I actually didn't verify, but I'm sure this is an Elon Musk post or something like that. But I want to just tell you something. I don't care if Elon Musk is not going to be tweeting about Dog. That move for Dog is in play. And let me just frame this even a different way. What if just half of that move happens for Dog? There's the Doge move. So instead of 900 million to, almost 12 billion, what if it's 900 million to 5 billion? What if that's the move? The reason why it's in play, even without an Elon Musk post, is because, once again, we are in a brand new cycle and there's a brand new narrative in town. That is to say, meme coin super cycle, number one meme coin on the number one chain. That will only happen one time. And we are in that cycle right now. And that altcoin, that meme coin, is under $1 billion market cap as I do this video right now. This will only happen once. We're not going to have another bull market next cycle in 4 years where this is happening. This is the one time that it will happen. And put that aside, this meme coin is fully distributed. And I mean evenly distributed. There's no team allocation. There's no allocation to pay tier 1 exchanges. What is happening right now, this is completely organic, almost identical to the organic growth of Bitcoin. So we have a meme coin that has the qualities of Bitcoin and it's on Bitcoin. And these moves, I think it's just a matter of time before it happens. And I think it's going to be a dog supply shock in the market that people will be blown away by. We talk a lot about, $1 billion. Let's go, $1 billion. Come on, $1 billion. That is such a short-term area that I think will be broken with such great velocity when it happens. It will be left behind very fast, the $1 billion target. It will be forgotten about very quickly once it's broken, because we will be in the $2 billion, $3 billion, $4 billion, $5 billion range, I think, very quickly in terms of this chart. And then people will start saying, wow, is Dog the next Doge? And that has been my thesis this entire time. And I've been covering this coin, for how 6 months, more than 6 months now, all at the beginning range. So these are my thoughts, everybody, on Dog. I wanted to kind of just bring that new data to you, and time will tell what happens, right? There's no guarantees to any of this, but I'll tell you what, it's all based on cycle data. That's what this is based on. And obviously narratives and the momentum of these narratives plays a huge role, and we'll see. We'll see how Cardano does. We'll see how Dog does. I'm very much looking forward to it. Along the way, there will likely be a lot of dips, so just prepare, because that's what I'm doing. That's all I know how to do. Just prepare for either scenario. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, everybody. Please hit the subscribe, smash that like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.